Hello, this is Dr. Sophie Miller, and today I'm going to tell you a truth that can completely change the way you see your blood test results and the health of your heart. Did you know that lowering cholesterol and triglycerides is not about cutting fat from your diet? That's right. That's the big lie the food industry wants you to believe. In reality, it's about understanding which fat you should eat, which carbohydrate is destroying your arteries, and when your body is really at risk. And look, most people are doing exactly the opposite of what they should be doing. If you've already received altered test results, if your doctor mentions statins, or if you simply want to protect your heart without depending on medications for the rest of your life, what I'm going to share with you now has the power to transform all of this. Because you know what? High cholesterol is not the villain they painted for you. But elevated triglycerides, those are the silent alarm that most people completely ignore. Let's start from the beginning because you deserve to understand what's really happening inside your body. Cholesterol is absolutely essential for your life. Without it, you simply wouldn't function. It forms the membranes of all your cells, produces fundamental hormones like testosterone, estrogen, and cortisol, and is vital for your brain function. So look carefully, the problem was never having cholesterol in the body. The problem is having the wrong type, in the wrong place, and in excessive amounts. You've probably heard about LDL, which they call bad cholesterol, and HDL, the good cholesterol, right? But the truth is much more complex and fascinating than that simplistic division. LDL only becomes truly dangerous when it undergoes a process called oxidation. And when does this happen? When there's inflammation in your body, when you consume excess sugar, when you live under chronic stress. That oxidized LDL is what sticks to the walls of your arteries, forming those dangerous plaques that can clog your veins and cause heart attacks or strokes. Imagine the difference it makes when you understand this. Now let's talk about triglycerides because this is a story that needs to be told in full. Triglycerides are the way your body stores energy to use later. And here's the big secret that few health professionals have time to explain. When you eat refined carbohydrates, that tasty white bread, pasta, sweet sodas, your liver takes all that excess sugar and converts it directly into triglycerides. And you know what the bombshell I need to tell you is? High triglycerides are much more dangerous than high cholesterol. They dramatically increase the risk of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and even dementia. Have you ever stopped to think about that? But calm down, because I have excellent news for you. You can control both without needing to take medications for the rest of your life, without doing crazy restrictive diets, just with smart and informed choices. Let me tell you the real story of a patient who completely changed my way of practicing medicine. I met Mr. Mario in my office 2 years ago. He was 68 years old, retired, loved a barbecue on weekends, and took 3 different medications, one for blood pressure, another for cholesterol, and one more for type 2 diabetes. His tests showed a worrying scenario, you see. Total cholesterol at 280, LDL at 180, and triglycerides way up there at 320. It was a picture of serious cardiovascular risk indeed. He arrived at the office tired, with no energy at all, and very afraid of the future. He looked at me and asked, "Doctor, am I going to have to take medications for the rest of my life?" And I answered with complete honesty, "It depends, Mr. Mario. Are you willing to change what you eat?" You know what happened. In just 3 months, his triglycerides dropped to 110, the LDL fell to 120, and he lost 9 kilos without going hungry at all. How was this possible? He simply eliminated 5 foods from his routine and added 5 others. That's simple, no complications. Now, I'm going to be totally direct with you. because you deserve to know the truth without beating around the bush. If you want to reduce cholesterol and triglycerides naturally and lastingly, there are some villains that need to definitely leave your plate. The first of them is refined sugar and all those industrialized sweets. I'm talking about bakery cakes, filled cookies, sodas, boxed juices that seem healthy but are full of sugar. These foods spike your triglycerides in a matter of just a few hours and cause tremendous inflammation in your arteries. Do you consume this regularly? So, the second villain is refined carbohydrates. White bread, traditional pasta, white rice. These foods turn into sugar in your blood very quickly, and all that excess that the body can't use right away is converted into triglycerides that stay stored in your liver. The third deadly enemy is trans fats, those that are in margarine, in industrialized snacks, in fried foods from restaurants and fast food places. These artificial fats do the worst of both worlds. They increase bad LDL and still decrease good HDL. It's practically a direct attack on your heart. The fourth villain is processed meats, like hot dogs, sausages, ham, excessive bacon. They're rich in poor quality saturated fats and full of chemical additives that inflame your entire body. And the fifth, which many people think is healthy, are refined vegetable oils like soybean oil, corn oil, and sunflower oil. They seem harmless, but they're highly inflammatory and make your LDL oxidize rapidly. But now comes the good part, the part that really transforms lives. I'm going to introduce you to the 5 food heroes that are going to revolutionize your blood tests. Mr. Mario added all of them to his routine, and the results were simply impressive. The first hero is real extra virgin olive oil, the good quality kind. It's very rich in monounsaturated fatty acids that reduce oxidized LDL and still increase protective HDL. Use it daily on salads, on vegetables, without any fear. Do you already do this? The second superfood is fatty fish like sardines, salmon, and tuna. The omega-3 present in them has an incredible power to reduce triglycerides, decrease inflammation, and protect your heart. Try to eat at least 3 times a week. The third hero is oats and flaxseed, which contain wonderful soluble fibers. These fibers literally kidnap cholesterol in your intestine and help the body eliminate it. 1 simple tablespoon of ground flaxseed per day works true miracles on your tests. The fourth powerful food is avocado. That's right. That real good fat that increases HDL, decreases triglycerides, and still leaves you satiated for much longer. And the fifth hero is nuts and almonds. A small handful per day reduces LDL, improves blood circulation, and still protects your brain. Can you imagine the results with this simple change? But you know what? It's not just what you eat that matters. It's also when you eat and how you move throughout the day. This is the secret that nobody tells you in quick consultations. Mr. Mario started doing a very simple intermittent fast, nothing radical. He had dinner early until 7 at night and only had breakfast the next day around 8 or 9 in the morning. This interval of 12 to 14 hours without eating gave his body time to burn accumulated triglycerides and reduce all internal inflammation. And he also started walking 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. No heavy gym, no strenuous exercises. Light aerobic exercises like walking increase good HDL and help the body use triglycerides as an energy source instead of simply storing them. Want to know the result of all this? In 3 months, Mr. Mario managed to cut one of the medications. In 6 months, he was completely without any cholesterol medication. Can you imagine the freedom that represents? The transformation that happened in Mr. Mario's life is absolutely real and can be yours too. Today he's 70 years old, doesn't take any more cholesterol medication, has perfectly controlled triglycerides, lost 12 kilos in total, and went back to playing soccer with his grandchildren on weekends. He told me a phrase I'll never forget. "Doctor, I thought I was going to grow old sick and dependent on medication, but it was enough to change what I put on my plate." And look, it's not just his story. Science proves all of this. Recent and very well conducted scientific studies show that diets rich in real good fats, quality fibers, and with low glycemic index manage to reduce triglycerides by up to 50% and completely improve the lipid profile. All of this without any side effects from medications. It's a matter of conscious choice, intelligent discipline, and quality information. Are you willing to make these choices? So look at me carefully now, because this is important. High cholesterol and triglycerides are not a sentence of medication prison for the rest of your life. They are clear signs that your body is asking for adjustments, and you have all the necessary power to make these changes. Based on solid scientific evidence and real cases like Mr. Mario's and so many other patients I treat, I can guarantee you that the combination of intelligent eating, mild fasting, and regular movement can completely transform your tests in a matter of just a few weeks. If you have altered cholesterol or triglycerides now, the question is not whether you're going to improve. The real question is, when are you going to start doing differently? Because the difference between continuing as you are now and really changing can literally be the difference between living in fear of the future or living with full health, energy, and quality of life. Your heart is literally in your hands. Every bite you take to your mouth is a choice. Every movement you make is an investment in your health. And I want to help you on this entire journey, truly. That's why I invite you to leave here in the comments. Which of these 5 villains are still part of your routine? And which of the 5 heroes do you already consume regularly? Share your reality with me, because this helps me create content increasingly targeted for you. If this video made sense to you, if you felt that finally someone explained clearly what's happening inside your body, share it with that person you love who also needs to hear this. And if you're not yet subscribed here on the channel, subscribe now and activate the notification bell, because I post new content every week with information that can literally save your life and the life of those you love. I'm Dr. Sophie Miller, and I'll see you in the next video with even more knowledge to transform your health. Until then, take care of yourself with intelligence and kindness.